Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Cleveland Browns mock draft that I'm going to be doing here. And this draft is going to be solely based on the offensive side of the Cleveland Browns. As we know, that is where their biggest area of growth is needed. And we're going to start here. But before I begin, because it's an offensive mock draft, it does not mean that I might not draft a player or two from the defensive side at the end of the draft towards the bottom of rounds. But we will see what falls in our place on our laps. So we are not going to do any trades on this draft. We're going to select straight from the picks that we have, and we'll see how it goes. So let's enter the draft. Let's enter the draft here, and we're going to have the 6th pick, the 24th pick, the 39th pick, the 70th pick, the 107th pick, the 146th pick, the 149th pick, the 206th pick, and the 248th pick. So all 7 rounds, we're going to come here, we're going to see. And here it is. All right, our first pick. Well, let's see first what's off the board. Fernando Mendoza came off the board, of course. Jeremiah Love, that would be somebody I probably would have picked first. Arvell Reese is off the board. Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. But let's look, before we pick, let's look our depth chart for the Browns. And as you can see right here, our biggest needs are in wide receiver and offensive tackle, especially the left side of the tackle. So right here, and right here is where I'm going to be focusing in. So let's get our first pick. And, you got game changers like Ruben Bain and David Bailey. But I want to go with either a tackle or a wide receiver. And this is very interesting because I could go with Carnell Tate, Spencer Fano, Monroe Freeling, who is the true left tackle. But I know there's some other left tackles later on. And my wonder is, what is the drop-off between the right receivers and the drop-off between the left tackles? So just for this, let's go with Carnell Tate. I think Carnell Tate gave us the best bang for our buck. So let's go with Carnell Tate, and let's see what we have in 24. And now we are 24th now. And Freeling was selected in the 15th overall. So that means we did a good job. We didn't select in the 6th, So let's see what we have available. Omar Cooper Jr. was selected already. Jordan Tyson was off the board. Mekhi Lemons off the board. So let's go with Caden Proctor, the tackle from Alabama. Huge guy. As you see here, he is 6'7", 366 pounds, and it's just a mammoth of a human being to get around. So it's going to be tough for the defense to get through. If you see his stats, he improved every year from 2023, 2024 to 2025. So he's been improving. So yes, I feel very comfortable picking Caden Proctor here. And let's go to a second round. And look at this. Falling into our laps. Another wide receiver. We have Casey Concepcion. We have Ty Simpson here. But Ty Simpson, as you can see my jersey, we have Shedeur Sanders. So I have Casey Concepcion, but I also have Chris Bell here. And here's the thing about this. Casey Concepcion is 5'11", 190 pounds. He did really good. 2023 was his best year. He dropped off in 2024, back up in 2025. 919 yards received, 15.1 yards received, average. So he had 9 touchdowns. But we also have Chris Bell here. And Chris Bell is 6'2", 220 pounds. So he's a taller wide receiver than Casey Concepcion. But he averaged only 12.7 yards received average, and he only scored 6 touchdowns. So I like his body type, but I think Casey has been more proven. So I'm going to go with KC Concepcion here with the 39 pick. Now, when we move to the 70th pick, this is what I want to start looking here at our depth chart. Again, we have holes in the tackles, in the guards positions. So maybe looking at this guard or another wide receiver. So let's look here what we have available. We have Antonio Williams, and I know this will be receiver number 3, but I really want to get the receiving room to be stacked in Cleveland. And let's look at this. 4 touchdown, 11.1 yards receive average. Not bad. 5'11", 190 pounds. But when I come here, this is what I also see. We have a guard here. Caleb Rutledge, from Georgia Tech. We need a guard to fill out, our depth chart. And he's 6'4", 330 pounds. His stats, you can see, he has been improving every year. He went from 60.8 overall grade to 64 to 76.7, so almost 77. So he really has improved a lot. And I think this is an area of need for us. And we have already 2 wide receivers. We might still get a wide receiver later on or a tackle. But let's go with Caleb Rutledge here in the 3rd round. And now we are getting to the 4th round. And this is where I start feeling comfortable, possibly looking at a quarterback, because I want to look at a backup quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. As we know, we have Deshaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel with Shedeur Sanders. I expect Shedeur Sanders to be the starter, but you never know. But if Shedeur Sanders is the starter, what happens with Dylan Gabriel? What happens with Deshaun Watson? We definitely need a quarterback. And Drew Allen, as you can see here, he dropped off this year. He has been dropping off every year. So this year, 2023 had 25 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. 2024, he had 24 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. This year, he had 8 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. So he's trending down. But if you come down here and you look at Carson Beck, you have Carson Beck here. Carson Beck has also been trending down. And these are the quarterbacks that you just might need to develop again a little bit and maybe get their confidence up. He had 30 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. That's a lot of touchdowns. So this is the most touchdown he has had in his career, in his college career. He did really good against Ohio State. He did decent against Ohio State, 70.5. Want to see how he did against the good teams. Let me look back at Drew Aller again. And see, he didn't play like no real competition here. So I'm kind of going more with Carson Beck. But let me look at De'Zhaun Stribling. I want a tall wide receiver. And here it is. Look, 6'2", 210 pounds. Every year he has improved from 71 to 78 to 79. And he's averaging 14.7 yards received per game. And he had 111 yards that he received. He was targeted 74 times. He received 55 times. And he has 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns. So he might be somebody, and let me go with his wide receiver. I can find a quarterback later on. So let me go with his wide receiver. And now we're here in 146th to 149th pick. We have those 2. And this is where I need to see, do I get a tackle? Do I get a center? Again, this tackle position here, I feel like we need another tackle. So this is where Austin Barber from Florida comes in. Let's look at him. Look at this improvement. 67 to 68 to 83. Huge improvements, So I'm feeling very comfortable with him, picking him here. And I know he's ranked 149th. He might still be there. He might be not. But for what I'm looking for, he might be the guy that I need. So let me get him off the board based on our needs. And now when I look here in 149th pick, I still have the center, Jager Burton. Jager Burton, yes. Who, look at this, has improved a lot. 50 to 60 to 71.3 this year. How did he perform? You know, he performed well. He performed okay, you know. This is somebody to develop. So he might be a good pick here. Let's see what else we have here. We have another tackle, Isaiah World. He went up from 55 to 70, back down to 65. He is 6'8", 318 pounds. I didn't see what Jager Burton height and weight is. He's 6'4", 323 pounds from Kentucky. We also have a runner here. We have Jaden Ott, you know, who 2023, look at this. He was 88. Then he dropped. He's been dropping every year. He has played less games. He didn't have any touchdown this year, but could this be somebody we can develop? He had 13 zone attempts, 38 yards after contact. Okay. And his trend has declined, you know, as you can see here. It's increased a little bit, decline again. So I'm wondering. But I think I'm going to go with the center, Jager Burton here. Let's get the center off the board. And now we have two more picks. We had the 206th and 248th. Here I have another guard in Kobe Baines. And he's another guy who has been improving, 64 to 69 to 74. And he has done a great job here increasing. Let me go here and look. So he has played good. He has played good. He's the Bulldogs. He played really good against the Bulldogs. So he might be somebody I might take. But let's look at this fullback here. Eli Heidenreich. And woof, look at this. 82 overall grade, 83 to 91 to 93. 3 touchdown, 15 zone attempts, 244 yards after contact, with 9 carries of 15 plus yards. So I think Eli Heidenreich might be good for us when we look at this offensive depth chart. Yeah. Let me look. Let's see the picks that I have already. I still might need another guard though, and that's what I'm looking at. Is there any other guards available here? Because when we look here, left guard and right guard. I feel the left guard, but the right guard is still iffy here. But I just, the overall of Eli Heidenreich, you know, the ceiling is so high right now for what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna go with Eli Heidenreich here. And here it is. I need a quarterback. I need a guard. Let's look at, I have two. I think I'm gonna go with quarterback here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks I'm gonna look at. Let's look at Jalen Daniels. 6 feet, 220 pounds. He has decreased. He decreased a lot from 2023 to 2024. He went from 85 to 78 and then dropped 1% to 77. But he had 22 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He improved that from last year where he had 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He threw for 2,531 yards. Okay. Let's look at Taylor Green and let's see what he had. Well, Taylor Green has been trending up, as you can see, from 68 to 86 to 87, then back down to 83. 19 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, 2,713 yards, 16% completion rate. 16% completion rate. Let me look. What's the completion rate here? 62% for Jalen Daniels. And these are developing quarterbacks. We want to develop them. Cole Payton, he is 6'3", 233 pounds. That's a big boy. 16 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions, 71% completion rate, 2,719 yards completed. He was 2023. He went from 92% to 77. 2024 back down to 90, back up to 96. So Cole Payton is catching my eye right now. It's a big guy. And let's see. I look Altmaier and see how he fares. He's 6'2", 215, 22 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Very good. 67% completion percentage, 2,994 yards. 65% against Ohio State, 82% against South Carolina. But Cole Payton's catching my eye here. And I know his competition was as good, but I think he has the biggest upside. So let's go with Cole Payton and let's draft him. All offense. I didn't have to pick anybody who was in the defense side. So let's see if this was the Browns draft picks. How does it look? You get Carnell Tate with Casey Concepcion and Dizon Tribblin as wide receivers. Whew, that's a brand new wide receiving room. You have Caden Proctor as your true left tackle. Austin Barber as another tackle there. You have Raylan Rutledge as a guard there. And then you have Jager Burton as a center. And you have Eli Hadenreich as your fullback and Cole Payton as your quarterback. I mean, PFF ranked this mock draft as an A-. What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments sections. What are your thoughts? What could I have done better? And this right here is how the first round mock draft looks. Fernando Mendoza will go 1, Jeremiah Love 2nd, Arvell Reese 3rd, Sonny Styles 4th, Caleb Down 5th. So 3, 4, and 5th are all Ohio State, and 6th with Carnell Tate that I took. So the big 4 from Ohio State get picked from the 3rd to the 6th round, back to back. Then you have Francis Maigoa, the tackle from University of Miami. Ruben Bain going to the Saints. Dylan Tinnersman going to the Chiefs. David Bailey, wow, to the Bengals. That's a game changer. Mansour Delaney to the Dolphins. Makai Lemon to the Cowboys. Woo! Talking about superstar. Kenyon Sakir to the Rams. Oliva Vega, Iowan to the Ravens. Monroe Freeling to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jermont McCoy to the Jets. CJ Allen to the Lions. Spencer Fano to the Vikings. Omar Cooper to the Panthers. Keldrick Fogg to the Cowboys. Akeem Mesidor to the Steelers. Jordan Tyson to the Chargers. Blake Miller to the Eagles. We'll select Caden Proctor with the Browns. Cassius Howell to the Bears. Emmanuel McNeil-Ward to the Bills. TJ Parker to the 49ers. Denzel Boston to the Texans. Avion Terrell to the Chiefs. Kaden McDonald to the Dolphins. Caleb Lomu to the Patriots. And Colton Hood to the Seahawks. I mean, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this draft? please let me know in the comment sections, and it will be till next time, guys.